This is the smallest scroll that I have, and yet it's the lightest, and it has the most books. In fact, it has 12 books in it. Now, I grew up calling these the minor prophets. Jewish people hate that word because to them it means they must not be very important. Not true. We English people use that word to mean small or short. And so they like to use the word latter prophets. And that's what they choose to call this, and that's what we've chosen to label it as. But it has 12 books on it, but they're short. They're not verbose like Isaiah and Jeremiah. They're succinct. Ezra, Nehemiah is one scroll. Chronicles is not first and second, just one scroll. See, Judges and Joshua, but they're all here. You know, God made this world in two kinds of people, Jews and Gentiles. He made it Jews in two kinds as well. He made Ashkenazi Jews, which are European-born Jews, and then he made Sephardic Jews, which are Middle Eastern, Spain, and Portugal-born Jews. Now, it's just the difference in where they're born, where they grow up. And the scrolls are labeled that as well because that's where they're written from. But you take an Ashkenazi Jew, when they write a scroll, they cloak it, or they put it in a cloak like this right here. Material, and they embroider it very beautifully, and this is how they protect it. Sephardic Jews put all of their scrolls in a canister. And this is one here, sterling silver. And when you get up close and look at it, you'll see Aramaic hammered into the top part of it up here. You can, if you can't read Hebrew, maybe you can try the Aramaic. Today, they still write these scrolls using quill feathers and pins. This is a turkey feather. They pluck them, they sharpen them, they make the ink, and when you come up, you'll be able to see these little hard nuts up here. They're not acorns. They are called gall nuts. When a gall wasp stings a leaf of a tree, plants an egg, the tree will build this hard barrier around that egg to protect the tree. But it's also protecting the wasp. When the wasp matures, bores out, flies away to continue his life cycle, he leaves enough tannic acid inside that little gall nut that these writers, scribes, or sophers, if you will, their literal name, they'll pick up those gall nuts. They'll find gum arabic, which is this sap you find up here. It's been crystallized. Gum arabic, it comes from an acacia tree. You all remember the acacia tree? It's what they built all of the elements in the temple out of, acacia wood. But it also emits a sap. And when it crystallizes, these sophers will collect that, the gum arabic, and the gall nuts, and they'll crush it into a powder, add a little water, boil it till it gets sticky, and that's what they use to write. It becomes the ink, if you will, to write the scrolls with. And they still do that today. When you see Psalms up here, realize they wrote this thing using a quill pen feather, dipping and writing. There's some fine, and I don't mean good, although I can mean that, some very tiny markings that they make with these quill pens. Unbelievable what they do and how they do it.